Hey, everybody, it's the coach. You're tuned in to Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. Between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, thanks. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. With my good friend Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, we have arrived at another new season. I had a little more pep in my step this morning. I know you did as well. Here we go.
Yeah, when you went out for your 5-mile jog, you were flying. You did it in record time because you were psyched up about this game. But let's be frank about it. No more radio shows, no more podcasts, no more just predicting what's going to happen. Now we get to see it on the field.
It's the marquee game of opening weekend, and off we go on a Sunday night on EA Sports. This is taken at the 3. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. So here come the Ravens with their first look on offense. They'll have Lamar Jackson calling the shots, the former Heisman Trophy winner from Louisville. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play. And a nice start there to the aerial attack to pick up the first.
And I think preseason is officially over now. Getting into the groove of the regular season, that's a great way to get started. First drive of the season, what a nice completion.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Check.
Jackson, option right. The quick feet by Jackson. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
The 15 now on 1st and 10.
Kill.
They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Call it a loss of 6 on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Push him back.
Now on 2nd and 16, Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, he's looking sharp right from the get-go here. Tough division. They needed this kind of a start. But I think this is part of where scripting comes in. We always hear about the scripting of plays, how they're going to be called. Everyone dress rehearses their script, and right now they're following it to a T.
And for that opening drive, so part of the script still to come, right, partner?
Yeah, no doubt about it. We've got a ways to go with that, but you can tell that they worked on the script the entire week in practice, and it's paying off for them.
And that'll set them back 5.
Still first down.
From back at the 8 now after the false start, another try at 1st and goal. Throwing is Jackson. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. After the penalty, it's Ingram. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Excellent start there. First drive of the season. Big-time success putting it in the end zone.
And remember, that was done without any real map of how to do it. In other words, the deeper you get into the season, you got game film to work off of, tendencies to work off of. The first drive of the season, things can be entirely different than what you've seen in the past. It's a really good job of execution by them.
A drive that time of 6 plays. And it's Mark Ingram who caps it off with a touchdown run. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. So here come the Browns now for their first drive. They will be led out by the Heisman Trophy winner from 2018 from Oklahoma, Baker Mayfield. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. And a look now at the starting offense for the Browns.
And last night we were discussing some of the changes they've made offensively during the offseason, and we know it helps for them to have the first game at home. Hopefully this crowd, which we saw coming in, they've been here for a while, ready to go. You and I should have joined the tailgates, that's for sure. They're going to give them
Check, 59. Watch the pass.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mayfield. This is the tight end, Njoku. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball, defense. Check 20. Hurry. Mike spot 9. Watch the run. Hurry. Watch out.
A give running right is Chubb. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
And here are the Raven defensive starters.
Earl Thomas has the speed, quickness, and skills to be a cornerback in the NFL, and I think he would have been a good one. But playing in the middle of this field as a free safety, I think he's the best eraser in the NFL. Takes care of any mistakes that happen in front of him and hardly ever lets anything get over his head.
3 bud. Right, Delta. 36 to Mike. Let him know.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 45-yard line.
plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big third down pickup to keep their drive alive.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb, and he will force his way forward for a yard or two, but I have a good feeling this will be coming back. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
Mayfield, he's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. That'll be a gain of 15 yards, and it's a second down. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll come up now on a second and long after the hold.
Get that quarterback at all costs. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Up, let's go. Watch the run. Watch the run.
Running from the gun, Johnson.
Watch the pass.
Just a yard on the gain there, and that leaves him with 14 yards still to go on third down. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down.
Mike 36. Mike.
Hey, Team 6. Team 6.
All day. I'm coming after you. Hurry.
Hey, alert 33.
From the gun, Mayfield. Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield.
We call that sack block.
The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on third down, and you make the home crowd go.
There is a hush indeed. Here's Hill on the return. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 24. The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty. But it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Here we go again.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, second down. And here now, the Baltimore offense.
Obviously a tough test for this offense right out of the gate. Road game in game 1 of the new year. Conventional wisdom says, go slow, take care of the football. I think in this case, attack early and get the home team back on their heels.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. To throw is Jackson. This one complete to Ingram. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. Really good defensive effort. They were on.
Better execution and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on third down. It's complete to Snead. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt.
Set, 180.
Take that hand with us. Check 99. Check 99.
Run. Big time drive. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Hurry.
Watch Mike. He's tired of me.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Five.
Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And he rifles one incomplete. Rashard Higgins was the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Drop 36. 36 to Mike. All day, dog.
Hey, exit.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He finds Beckham complete. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. A run for Nick Chubb. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Alert.
On the ground, it's Chubb. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 2 yards, good enough for a first. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, alert.
They give the Chubb out of the gun. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
King.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Mayfield. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Oh, boy, partner, did that just happen? I've got my hand over my eyes right now because, like him, it's going to haunt my dreams, too. He was wide open. How did he overthrow him there?
Defensively, just very lucky. You know that they got away with one there. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Throwing, Mayfield. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll run with Ingram here to begin the drive. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. The tackle made by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And here's the starting crew defensively for Cleveland.
Olivier Vernon is a defensive end that combines terrific run-stopping ability with a quick first step to the passer.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he's got some space here. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood, Marquise Brown, 84 yards. And the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability. Tucker with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think they some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. I also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
It's a gain of 3, and it gets him the first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield.
Well, that's the 2nd time he's been sacked so far in the first half. And if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so they can throw the football.
On to the 2nd from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 2nd down coming up. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Hurry, hurry. Watch 36. 36 to Mike.
Mayfield to throw it. And he slings one that's incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. The Browns on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 17.
Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot. 36.
Mayfield down. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards, the final tally.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Mayfield looks to throw. Got a man, that's Rashard Higgins. He'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
36 to Mike.
Hey, Charlie.
36. Mike.
And again, it's Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So that one a hold for right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
A run there on first down, and a pretty good one at 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. Give him 5 yards there, and it'll bring up 2nd down. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. To throw, Mayfield. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Now Chubb. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. An 8-yard touchdown run, as they are now on the board here in the first half. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. To throw is Jackson, operating from the gun. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The number 1 pick, Myles Garrett, coming in to drop him.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
Check 4.
They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Demarius Randall. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings us one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. So a big chunk of yardage will be marked off there for that PI call.
And now you know why receivers and the guys throwing the ball, they like to collaborate and just heave it up sometimes, because you can get these types of calls that go against the defense. Pass interference, and they gain over 30 yards of real estate on that one.
On first down, it's Ingram. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball, because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Christian Kirksey drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
David Njoku and the rest of the offense heading back out onto the field. And we peek at some of his work from this game where he's nearing 100 yards.
And haven't we gotten pretty close in this game nowadays in the NFL to almost taking labels off of the tight end position? These guys now can be the #1 option in an offense, and that never used to be the case. So now how do you even match up with them? Cornerback, safety, linebacker, all three will have deficiencies against the best tight ends in the game.
A first down throw from Mayfield, and he whips that one incomplete there. The tight end, David Njoku, the intended receiver, but it's going to be second down. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, second and now Mayfield. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case...
After review of the play, the ruling on the field...
So from the 36 now, first and 10.
We got three, fellas, we got three.
On the counter, Ingram. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
On second and 9, Jackson. Snead's got it. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
You got it. You got it.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
The Ravens on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Jackson, options out left. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first.
Holding offense.
That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
Now Jackson. He's got it to Ingram, complete. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. Tucker, a career 70% success rate from 50-plus. Just incredible. And the All-Pro is money from distance again there. They
ought to give him 4 points for field goals from some of the distances that this guy makes them from.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a 1st and 10. They begin this drive with Chubb. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. He fights forward for a couple with a penalty flag down. And the linemen, they're already walking back. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
You don't see me in your nightmare. King. You don't see me in your nightmare.
Here's Mayfield. It's caught by OBJ. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Mayfield, and an alley to run. And he slides to avoid the hit. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
They run. Chubb. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
180. Point it right. Hurry. Hey, Zoo.
Throwing on 2nd down. Mayfield. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. After the interception, here's Jackson. He goes underneath to Ingram. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
The Sanders has got it complete. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Hey, high 7.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He was trying to get it to his tight end, David Njoku, and it's 3rd down.
Mike, check, 59.
I got it, Delta.
From the gun, Mayfield. And he's got his man. That's Landry. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland 1st down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do in that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Hurry!
52. Man, let's get some penetration here.
On the carry, it's Chubb. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. The last run got 9. That leaves him with second and a yard. Chubb. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at the half, we'll hand things off to Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have scores from earlier today, plus a look ahead as well, so you won't want to miss that. A lot going on here in Week 1.
Hey, alert, 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 alert.
Check, check, 59.
Regular, regular, regular. Alert, 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 alert.
Under 10, 10.
Hey, wahoo.
Mike, check, check, 59, 59. Coming to you, coming to you.
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. That's complete to Taywan Taylor. And he's got this down to the 35. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
59.
On first and 10, Mayfield. It's caught. Beckham. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
36 to Mike. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
I got it.
First down, Mayfield. That's going to be caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A good pickup there, a 22. You said it earlier in the quarter when we saw a broken tackle then that we might see some missed tackles here early on in Week 1, and that's another one right there.
Yeah, not a surprise at all. They will even out.
And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Nick Chubb, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend, as his guys are back within a single score.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead will shrink to 6. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. They've got the lead. He's a big reason why. Looking sharp so far.
And as we travel around the league, we see quarterbacks get it done in a variety of ways. But today's NFL does tell us one thing. If that guy doesn't play well, their team's not going to win. And right now he's got his team in the lead.
And now they'll look to extend that lead. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Throwing is Jackson. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Jackson now throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mark Andrews, there, and that'll make it third down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
That good for 19 and a first down.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on third down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. Jackson on first down. It's caught by Sanders. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 16 yards on that one at a Raven first. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around.
All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the third. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This will be fielded at the 6. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Now this one complete on the slant route. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Chubb. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
But he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
I can't believe I let you play. 59, exit. Check, 59. Man, that's trash. That's trash. Hurry. Check, 59. Ain't no...
On 2nd and 7. Mayfield. Open man is Higgins. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go. Hurry. 52. Mike 52. Come on.
Mayfield on first down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking to get it to Jarvis Landry that time, but it'll be second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Hey, Haywood. Hurry. Mike 59. Check back.
Mayfield now. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. David Njoku There to make the grab, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
So this drive spans 7 plays, and it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Switch it. Come on, switch it.
Jackson to throw again. But that's complete to Sanders. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Emmanuel Sanders, 75 yards, as the Ravens push further out in front. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the third quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter. Went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one.
The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Ravens.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
On 2nd and 12, Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, he bounced up after taking a sack and took a shot downfield. I think a lot of us thought maybe he'd run draw in that situation instead. Tried to get all back in one play.
Yeah, 3rd and long, thought he
field to give them the yardage they needed. Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows the punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Here's Emmanuel Sanders now as he and the rest of the offense march back onto the field. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far, he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good, but there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But, boy, he can explode at any moment.
Yeah, and when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Makes you hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. And they'll blow that one up back at at the 16-yard line.
Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They run the counter. Ingram, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up 4th. Now it's 1st.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Myles Garrett in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. To the right side and complete to Hurst.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
On 3rd down, Jackson, and that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. He is knocking on the door for 100 yards in this ball game.
And it's so important. It doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. Just short of it, a little bit over. A little bit over feels better to everyone. Offensive line, running back, team totals. Just something magical about breaking that barrier.
He's right there on the doorstep now. And again, it's Chubb. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
You better be ready. Don't be scared of it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Run, run, run.
From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And he is not going to get the 1st down as they'll spot this at about the 28. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
A gain of 6 there on 1st. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Here's Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And down he'll go at the 25. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Jackson now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. First and 10. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it was real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. And this is a guy straight out of college. They're not going to try to groom for a year or two. They want him to produce right away.
That's why they took him in the first round. They expect him to be a starter right away and a future All-Pro. So they don't have any time to wait for him to come along. They want him to play right now to help this team.
They added a lot of talent to a roster that really needed an infusion of youth. They got a very good infusion of youth.
And they didn't really reach to get anyone as well.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Landry now on the return. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over first and 10. From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
Regular.
A give. This is Chubb down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 30 on second down, Mayfield. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down. Mayfield now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's first and 10.
Switch. Alert.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns as they have now chopped this lead down to 3.
Well, 3 scores in this game. I think that deserves some type of a broad gesture. I know in hockey, it's called a hat trick and people throw their hats out on the ice. What about us? What can we do for this guy?
Well, if I'm his teammates, I'm buying him a little steak dinner tonight, right? At least a skirt steak, probably a filet.
Oh, you're going big. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, skirt is minimum,
skirt
filet
steak.
at maximum.
You can't give the guy a skirt steak his first 3 times. There you go.
10 ounce, 16 ounce.
Porterhouse.
Fine.
Here we go.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
The throw there finding its way to Boyle. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. It's a jet sweep. Sanders. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
Not your conventional play call, but that's okay. You probe the defense a little bit with some of everything in your playbook. That way they have to account for everything as the game moves on.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on third down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. Now Landry. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. He's had a touchdown for every quarter so far. 3 here in the third, and probably hoping he's not done yet.
And this is a situation where it's okay to be greedy. When you've already scored 3 times, you want 4, you want more than that. And guess what? That only helps your team.
Yeah, so far 3, now in search of 4. Chubb will get the call, running left. Marcus Peters up to make the tackle.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. What an opening weekend it's been already. Could the best finish be coming here on Sunday night? We'll find out as we come up on a 1st and 10.
Hey, orbit. 59, Mike, 59, Mike.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he is out of bounds. Time at another 1st down. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead.
Watch the screen. Pass. Check 50.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. The quick slant caught. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. A gain of 9 there. Sets up 2nd and goal. Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal?
Point it right, point it right, point it right.
They'll give it to Chubb. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Browns have taken the lead. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
This is taken at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Jackson now on 2nd and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett able to record his 5th sack of the season.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. And Sanders has got it complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
Every penalty so critical at this stage of the game, as now they've got it 3rd and long. Jackson. They go screen. This is Ingram. And he showed a nice little juke, but then the window quickly closed. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Yeah, he was looking for the check-up bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Point it right. Watch 36 to Mike. Watch twist. Hey, alert 33.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Hey, alert. 36 to Mike. We got
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Mayfield, and that is incomplete. He was looking for Odell Beckham that time. But now it's 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
36 to Mike. They're running it. Hey, Zoo. Hurry. Watch the curl.
And the blitz does come. He finds Beckham complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland 1st down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
King. Safety creep.
On 2nd down, Hilliard. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. The Browns on 3rd down. Now, they've converted 7 times and could use another right now. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Hey, high 7. Alert.
From the gun, Mayfield. And that will be incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. Oh, they come after him, and it's blocked. Now it's picked up near midfield. Well, they were ecstatic to get the stop and get the ball back. Now they get that punt block. Here we go.
And what that play does is anyone who is teetering on the fence on their sideline, wondering about winning the game, it brings them squarely back on the side of, yes, we can get this done. And now you've got a great energy.
It's caught at the 10. And they move this all the way down to the 9. It's a gain of 35.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
Jackson from the shotgun. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there.
And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They got 8 yards out of it, but they're still left with a 4th and goal from a ways out.
I know this is your spot, partner, so forgive me for jumping in, but there's no decision right here. They have to go for it in this situation. They're down on the scoreboard. How many other opportunities are you going to get?
Yeah. I'm with you. 4th quarter, like you said, down on the scoreboard. And remember here, a field goal virtually does them no good. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
The Browns drive about to get started. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Hurry! At the 28-yard line. Let's go! 52 by 52.
And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. Not easy being a rookie left tackle in this league, and there they got him for the penalty.
Not easy at all. Think about what you're dealing with every game you play. Ostensibly, the best pass rusher is over you on every snap. I'd be a little jumpy myself.
Check. Crunch. Pistol. Hey, run. Hurry. Double up. He's coming, double up.
Following the penalty, Chubb. And that play goes nowhere. He's met behind the line, and a penalty flag may add insult to injury. So that one will be accepted. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Delta. Get it together, defense. Let's get it together. Mike, 36. Mike.
Mayfield looks to throw. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. It'll be a gain of 11. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd.
You got nothing. Hey, wahoo! Hurry! 6. That's right, baby. They don't want it. Real. 36 to Mike. Let's pick it up and tackle it.
Here's Mayfield. It's caught by OBJ. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one. He's got a man. Complete. Give him 30 yards there. Offense just continues to reign supreme. Big plays, both sides, back and forth. Tough to keep track of.
It certainly is, and I'm over here just marveling at what I'm seeing. It's tough for you, though. You got to call all these big plays and have all this emotion each time they go at each other.
Now it's Jackson. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now, there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Now it's Jackson. This one complete to Ingram. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got it? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Marquise Brown. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Ravens have retaken the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here now, time to discuss Odell Beckham Jr. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. To throw, Mayfield. It's caught. Beckham. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
SOS. Alert!
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
180! check. Bud. Don't let him breathe. Don't let him.
First down, Mayfield. He finds his target, Beckham. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Gonna give this time to the tailback. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive they went 3 and out.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
We play to win. Let's go.
So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset.
Let's go, team.
And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. This pass complete to Higgins. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Hey, exit. Mike 5-9, Mike 5-9. You're not ready. You're not ready.
He's back to throw. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. And there's only one timeout remaining on the defensive side of the ball, so that doesn't really come into play either. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Again, they'll run with Ingram. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach, he's in big trouble.
Delay of game, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. The Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly in hand here. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And, partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, you know, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Yeah, real football.
Not preseason football,
yeah,
where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason, and now I'm listening to you. So for the Ravens, it'll be a happy trip home as they start the season with a road victory here on a Monday night. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they obviously